ఓం శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. అందరికీ నమస్కారం. In this video, let us examine what is a ritual in the light of the observations of a master. See, religion is not a ritual, but if you go to find religion, you will find a ritual in the world. By ritual, I mean the belief that something done outwardly can create an inward revolution. This belief that something done outwardly can create an inward revolution creates rituals. Why does this belief came into existence? It comes because of a very natural phenomena. Wherever there is an inward revolution, whenever there is some inner transformation or mutation, it is followed by many outward things and signs. It is bound to be so because the inward exists in relation to the outward. See, nothing can happen inside which will not affect the outside also. It will have effects, consequences, shadows on the outside behavior also. For example, if you feel anger inside, your body begins to take certain postures. If you begin to feel silence inside, your body will take certain other postures. When there is silence inside, the body will show it in many ways. The silence, the inner peace, the stillness will be shown by the body in many ways, but this is always secondary. The inner is basic and the outer is secondary. It is a consequence, not a cause. I mean, the outer is only a consequence and not a cause. So, whenever this happens, for example, if a Buddha happens to be here, we cannot see what is happening inside him, but we will see what is happening outside. For Buddha himself, the inner is the cause and the outer is the consequence. For us, outer will be the first thing to be noticed and then the inner will be inferred. So, for onlookers, the outer, the secondary becomes the basic, the primary. How can we know what has happened in the Buddha's inner consciousness? But we can observe his body, his movements, his gestures. They are related to the inner. They show something, but they are not there, but they are related not as causes but as consequences. So, you cannot go back. The vice versa will not be true. If the inner is there, the outer will follow, but vice versa is not true. If the outer is there, there is no necessity that the inner should follow. There is absolutely no necessity. For example, if I am angry, then my body will show anger. But at the same time, I can show anger in my body without being angry at all also. An actor is doing that. He is expressing anger through his eyes, hands. He is expressing love without feeling anything inside. He is showing fear. His whole body is trembling and shaking, but there is no fear inside. So the outer can be without the inner. We can impose it. There is no reason, no basis, no necessity, no inevitability that the inner should follow the outer. The outer always follows the inner, but never the vice versa. So, ritual is born because of this fallacy. We see a Buddha sitting in a silent posture in Siddhasana, the most relaxed posture for the body. This posture is a consequence of an inner quietude because the consciousness has become so still that the body follows it, and the body spontaneously takes the most relaxed posture. But for us, the body is the first thing to be noticed. We see the body first, so we say that Buddha achieved liberation in this posture. Really, quite the reverse is the case, because Buddha achieved liberation. This posture followed. This posture is not a cause. So you can practice the posture and become efficient in the posture, but don't wait for liberation to come. The posture will be there, but liberation will not come. Someone is praying, his hands are raised, or his head is surrendered unto some unknown fact. This is an outward posture. But for us, the body is the first thing to be noticed. We see the body first, so we say that Buddha achieved. But when surrendering really happens inside, this posture follows. When surrendering happens inside, when one begins to feel a nothingness, when one begins to feel to just dissolve into the infinite, this posture follows. I mean, when one begins to feel to just dissolve into that infinite divine, this posture follows. You can imitate the posture, but surrendering will not follow. When I say this posture follows, I don't mean that it is bound to follow for everyone. With every individual, there will be a difference. It will depend on the culture, or on the upbringing, on the climate, and on many things. See, there is no intrinsic necessity for the posture to follow. What will follow depends on many things. See, for example, Lord Mahavira achieved liberation in a very strange posture. It is known as Godhuhasana, the posture of a cowherd milking a cow. The same posture as a cowherd milking a cow. In that posture, Mahavira was enlightened. Never before and never afterwards has anyone achieved liberation in that posture. He was not milking cow. Why did this happen? It must have something to do with Mahavira's own bodily habits. Nothing is known about why this happened. So the basic thing is that outward things follow some inward happenings. They too are not fixed laws. From individual to individual, they differ. It depends on many things. But the society begins to feel a necessary connection, a cause and effect connection between outward things and inward. Then the ritual is born. See, ritual will never manifest awareness in anyone, but the awareness of divine results in manifestation of an inner discipline. In other words, outside ritual can be an inner discipline for the wise and realized souls of divine. For example, saints, sages, and all enlightened souls. While for others, it can only be a mechanical repetition done with the lack of awareness. See, because for the enlightened souls, it is not an act done voluntarily, but an involuntary it happens. That ritual happens, in which the time and space disappears for them. So, when doership dissolves, divinity manifests. Doership, sense of doership is the primary cause for results of that action. So, please remember, rituals are meant and performed by enlightened souls to create an inner awareness of the divine in the seekers who does every activity for results, duly dropping the sense of doership in the process. So, that is all about rituals for the present. Thank you all.